How's it going, guys? Chris back here again with some more Historic Brawl. Today we're checking out a Chulane deck. Now, I know Chulane is a bit of a powerful and disliked commander, but he just happened to fit the requirements that I needed for this specific deck build. And this deck, we're going to mulligan this, is a token deck. But it's a non-token token deck. So that's the plan of the deck. There's a Tawnos, that could be cool. For later, not now, but later. So the ideal of the deck is that we're trying to get cards like Tawnos that make tokens that aren't tokens, right? Like, he copies a spell as it enters the battlefield, and that is what makes it a token. And the idea behind this is there are a couple of decks recently that we've done with token synergies that have shown me the value of a token that's not really a token. A little Terramorphic Expanse for a blue source, probably. I do just love the new Terramorphic Expanse art. It's very minimalistic, but it is very, very pretty. Very nice. I love it a lot. We're not really that heavily into ramp. I guess next turn we can Green Sun Zenith. But we don't... Maybe it would have been a better idea to keep the hand with Wrath of God on the principle that it would have become valuable very quickly. So I'll take Orvar, and I'll take probably just the plain green source. And we can discard the plain white source, because we already have one of those. Yes, the idea is to use Orvar, Tawnos, and Arcane Adaptation to just make everything work, you know? Tawnos actually will trigger an Orvar, but we need a mirror box to keep the second Tawnos, right? Which we do have. We just might be out-zombied by our fake friend here. Let's play Chulane, Teller of Tales. He will assuredly die, but... Wow. Uh-huh. That was bad, but it's definitely not the worst it could have been. We have the bigger board. Although the zombies are going to kill us. They will kill us. And we even got a non-token token. So Death Baron dies. That dies. That dies. We don't really need the extra land, so let's kill everything that we can. I guess I should have blocked the Ledger Shredder too. There's a chance I have a 1-mana cantrip, but I doubt it. We got rid of a lot of zombies. I don't have the mana. Well, I had the mana last turn. Chulane is unfortunately... So his return to hand ability is really powerful, but it only works if you have a creature that you can return to hand to cast, to grow. Ew. Do they have a targeted spell? They surely wouldn't have something that targets their own stuff. Yeah, they don't. Not at the moment, anyways. Like, we are one good draw from going off, so I'm not too worried. I am a little bit worried, honestly. Chulane's defenses are down. Our opponent only has 6 mana, so we're on par. Which is where we need to be to at least have a chance in this game. Because if we get to the position... Oh, God, why her? Didn't want that land. Ouch. Chromatic Orrery is a nice card. Doesn't do anything at the moment, but... We might just kill ourselves with Chulane by accident. He is not a May. Why is there an arrow? Weird, okay. I guess I've never really used the arrow keeps going. Oh, it's cyclical. Okay. Go on, opponent. Resolve. Honestly, we keep the Orrery. Parallel Life is cooler, but the Orrery is actually a potential card draw to get us out of the problem. Plus, our opponent has skipped from 6 mana to 7 with their Mana Rock, so we can skip from 7 to 12. Will at least occur some kind of advantage out of the arrangement. If they attack in here, we can block Patchwork, return Chulane to hand, have him be like an infinite chump for Shieldred. That requires 8 mana to actually pull off. And it doesn't even infinitely chump, it only chumps every other turn. Because he's going to have something, so he won't be able to use his tap ability. Our opponent is thinking over their life choices. This does happen a lot on Arena. You get people who... they just gotta think about it for a second, you know? There we go. The thought has been had. No attack. We're dead, so... We're gonna ramp and pretend like we have a shot at this. If there wasn't a Shieldred, we would be fine, but Shieldred is kind of the best Chulane hate on the market. Yeah, GG opponent. I know how that resolves. We didn't get to make any tokens. Our opponent was just a little too... Well, they weren't even really that quick for us. They were just interactive enough that, well, I guess it was the Awaken the Erstwhile that did most of the work for them, because it kind of ran us out of gas. In normal circumstances, we wouldn't have ran out of gas, right? We had several creatures in hand. We had a fresh Chulane on the board. So this is a keep. I think blue and white, and then we just pray we get the last few lands we need. Let's open on white because that could be the most immediately useful color for us. Ephemerate is a 1 mana card. Yeah, more Lord of the Rings stuff got spoiled today. Some of it's really cool. Tom Bombadil is really cool. Rude. There's a bunch of troubling things in my hand. I would question as to which is the most troubling. Yeah, I mean, Tamiyo just kind of solves that problem anyways, doesn't she? Let's get a blue source. Pass the turn. Because she can get it back, it's just going to cost her a lot of mana. Mind Spike. Wow, they are really in on the hand disruption. Next turn we can Orvar. Ouch. I guess we just Broker's Hideout instead. This gets us to Chulane, but Chulane might just be a little too late. Do you want to hit Chulane? Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. We need to draw Wrath. Fortunately, Chulane is our card draw package, so he's not allowed to exist. He is not allowed to exist. We have a Farewell in the deck. That can solve it. We have River's Rebuke. That can solve it. See if they have an answer to Mirari's Wake. If they play Shrine to All, we can Endless Detour it on our turn. Yes, this is the correct way to do this deck. You're an instance. We can use you to protect. We are close to dead. We are just dead. Never mind. Bearded Vengeance. Man. People are not down for some long-form Commander games. Brawl games today. But it varies with the times, right? It varies with the times. Sometimes you can get longer games. Sometimes you just can't. We have had 2 fairly short games. Just brutal executions. But it is a Chulane deck, right? Like, you see some commanders across the table. You know that you have to go hard or the game will end in your loss. Still, Mind Spike and Duress. That is, those are interesting cards to put in your Goshintai deck. I guess our poor Goshintai opponent had made it to the position where they played out all their shrines and it was really cool. And then somebody was like, farewell. And they just didn't want to experience that anymore. We've all been there. We've all built a really cool deck. And our opponent has shown up across the table with a literal hard counter. And it was very sad. Chulane versus Urzai. Stalker of Spheres. Draw. Okay, that's that hasn't happened in a while. One more. Yeah, apparently the Lord of the Rings set doesn't come out for like another 3 months, but Wizards wanted to recoup some some public faith by little showcase, right? I'll keep this. This sounds cool. We can open up on Waste into Forest into Grove. Waste lets us unsummon immediately. We need the Forest for the Grove to do anything. Despite it making the right color, it's just not quite the right, just not quite the right. Ooh, Runo Stormclerk. He's a good boy. I like him. Can I make a forest opponent? You want to kill a forest? I'd be down for you killing a forest because my next plays are a little more scary. I guess I get a white source. And I'm not really going to play anything. I think I'm going to unsummon if I have to. Should have gotten a blue source, shouldn't I? I was trying to make Wrath of God not painful, but Displacer Kitten. We have Tyvar stand to protect it too if our opponent wants to get frisky. They are the Sultai Supreme, so. Name reminds me of pizza, and if your name reminds me of pizza, you're welcome in my book, honestly. You could have attacked. The chances of trading a Displacer Kitten is not high. How much do I have? We're doing weird things, and I think that's got our opponent thrown off. They definitely have removal. Nahiri. Yeah, we're good. Mondrak. So next turn we get a start. We get to start with the craziness. Not that Displacer Kittens are going to do us any good. I'll take 5. I don't really care. Okay. So they're just trading a serpent for another serpent. They get the proliferate trigger again, which is neat. We could have repudiated I have many Displacer kittens now. Look at all of my kittens. Look at them in despair. How could even one consider such a thing? The beginning, whenever deals combat damage to a player. So they can deal combat damage to a player. Oh, well, I want one of those. This could be bad. What's the biggest, bluest thing they could get? Rude. Goodbye, kittens. So 4 and 4, so we can go 3. Sorry there, Displacer Kitten. You died for our sins. It's unfortunate, I know, but... Yeah, I probably should have adjusted the card draw on the deck. Because we seem to be routinely be running out of cards. Rude. How do we stop this shenanigans, man? You know, he would be good in a copy deck, too. Maybe the copy deck isn't banned. Maybe it is Sultai. And Supreme Sultai is just here to tell us how it's done. There aren't many good Sultai commanders, though. That's the issue. Let's fix that. Draw some cards. Yeah, put that into play. Gotta do one. Our Chulane dies. That's a problem. We should never have let a Kaido ultimate. Well, I can... Oh, that affects stacks. They're doing what I want to do, but better. GG, opponent. They killed me. They killed me dead. Or go again. It's been 24 minutes, but like, I don't mind a longer one every now and then. It keeps me away from Vault Hunters for a couple of minutes. And that's gotta be healthy, honestly. The 9 Spheres of New Phyrexia, the Monya. Those are just all cards from the set. Wow. The lore drops are not very specific these days, are they? To be fair, MTG has always been a bit vague about the lore. Like, that's the one thing that we can be jealous of our sister game, D&D, about, right? Because our lore, it's been cool at times, but it's also never really been as thoroughly thought out or as well put together. Which is a bit of a shame, but to be fair, MTG A is kind of a more well thought out game, right? Because with D&D, you kind of have to make the attached lore yourself, right? We could have, if we had been greedy. We are never getting the Sun Petal Grove to enter the battlefield untapped. Take 2 damage, opponent. For my misplays. Yeah, we just gotta bite the bullet, I think. We could have done Breeding Pool tapped, and that would have saved us life, but we made bad choices, and we gotta pay for that at some point. Yeah, I don't really want to play my Spirited Companion until I can cast my Chulane to actually do some good. Chulane. Spirited Companion. We got 1 trigger out of him, even if our opponent kills him. Which they always do. How did you find your way into my deck? Steal a damage. Our opponent's Soskin is kind of protective of their life total. So, green. So 2 5-drops should be worth some kind of interaction. Borrowed Time. It's an odd one. Displacer Kitten. I have a guild loaded with 5 +1/+1 counters on it. That's kind of cool. Goodbye, Displacer Kitten. Let's cycle. Okay, Endless Detour. Not bad. I forgot to attack. Skill. Where are you, my skill? Feed the Serpent has been endlessly detoured. That serpent will go hungry if I have anything to say about it. Okay. We'll attack this time. Do it right. Mirrorhall Mimic. On the boy. Draw a card. Maskwood Nexus. It's pretty neat. And protection is up. Okay. Let's return that. And that's it. We have absurd amounts of mana, so not particularly worried about the end result. It's weird. I built the tech with the intention of having no, like, create token effects that are just vanilla creatures. But it didn't work out that way. Because it just turns out a lot of cards have vanilla creature abilities tacked onto them. That's kind of annoying, honestly. Our opponent is not confident in their ability to remove one of our threats. So they're just gonna pretend that they can't. Well, I'm not gonna give them an opportunity to. We'll attack in with the token. We'll use Chulane to return the shapeshifter to copy the shapeshifter and go from there. So Chulane, return that. Cast that. Put that on the battlefield, I guess. Copy that. Create a token. In the turn. Resolve. How many do you need? 8. Ew. See, that's a lot of card draw to overcome. She's essentially an updated version of Chulane. Okay. Well. Yeah, I'll pay for it. River's Rebuke, Mirari's Wake, God's Willing, Temple Garden, Kurgra? Submit 5. Orvar? Put the Temple Garden into play? Yeah, untapped, might as well. God's Willing. Yeah, I'll keep that one. this, this, this. River's Rebuke. Don't really need to draw more cards. Wrong thing to do. I wanted to draw some more Atraxa cards. I messed it up, but our opponent still conceded. Yeah, turns out Atraxa is really good in our deck. I didn't want to play another Atraxa deck, but either way. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.